All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. Just a quick one right before final starts here. So this video that you're looking at right here is Sam Samoy. This is a friend of Big Ramy. He's in Big Ramy's camp. And even though much of this video is in Arabic, I contacted Sam Samoy to verify what he said in this video, because what he's talking about is that Ramy is injured. So I reached out to him and I asked him about it. He said it's a shoulder injury. And that was the reason why in some of the poses it looked like Ramy was struggling to hit the pose. So I think a lot of you guys pointed that out as well, that he looked a little bit off when he was posing, specifically how he was hitting the poses. But Sam specifically said that he was there, he was in the front row, right behind the judges. He said he saw everything. And he said the biggest thing is that they're very confused about why they never moved Ramy, because Ramy was on the outside the entire time. And not only did they not move Ramy from the outside, they never moved him anywhere. He stayed there the entire time. He wasn't on the other side. He wasn't in the middle. He wasn't a spot over. They kept him in the exact same spot the entire duration of the prejudging, which is weird when you think about the fact that in the history of the Olympia, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, in the history of the Olympia, there has never been a defending, reigning Olympia champion that won the year prior that placed 6th place or 5th place the next year after winning the previous year. So for them to not only have Ramy, apparently it looks like he's getting beaten, but for him to not be moved around and compared more as the reigning defending champion, if they are going to make a decision like that, to put him, because that's basically what the outside would suggest. If my theory is wrong, that Big Ramy was on the outside because they thought he was in the lead and they didn't need to move him as much because the other guys were really who they wanted to compare. That was my theory, and I thought that was like them trying to leave some suspense, because they could have sent Ramy back in line like they've done in the past with Phil Heath when they knew that Phil was winning, or they could have just left him there to keep people guessing. So that was my theory, because I thought it was so weird that he stayed in that same spot the entire time during prejudging, because you got to keep in mind, this is a big decision. If they take the title from Ramy, you would think they would work him harder against these guys and move him around closer to Derek, closer to Hadi, closer to Brandon, not just moving those guys around, but moving Ramy in the mix. So I'm very curious to see what happens and what the callouts are going to be at finals tonight, because I just think the positioning of Ramy in those callouts was odd, and the lack of movement of him was odd. Even if he was off to the point where they think he's going to be outside of the top 3, you would think they'd want to really make sure and move him around more. I just think it was odd. And Sam Samoy, when we were talking, he agrees. He thinks it's the same thing, but he says basically no one knows what's going on in reference to the way they were moving him around. But in real life, Ramy did look on point. I was right behind the judges. His glutes were the best in the lineup. It was dug deep. The scar tissue he talks about, he said he knows for a fact that Ramy doesn't shoot in his glutes, and he hasn't for years, so he doesn't know what that even would be. He said that must be old scar tissue, and he said on stage it just doesn't do it justice in the stream compared to watching it in real life. He says, but Derek and Hadi did look insane, and they were definitely in the conversation for top 3 and for the win, and that's why he was so surprised that Ramy wasn't compared more with them, because Ramy does outsize them and he's so much bigger. So he also says that the game plan has now changed 120%, and that they will bring the craziest Ramy we've ever seen to finals. That's their promise. He said they're going to make up lost ground and see if that gets Ramy moved more in the conversation, or if the way they compare them changes. I'm going to stand by my prediction of Ramy winning, and if I'm wrong, I will definitely be eating my words, but I'm going to stand by that prediction. Even though I was told by somebody very high up in the organization that there's no way Ramy's winning. They basically told me I'm completely wrong and Ramy's not going to win the show. So that's what I heard directly from the horse's mouth. But I'm going to stick with that prediction. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we'll see what happens tonight at the finals. But that's kind of the story. Ramy's injured. I don't really know much about the extent or severity or the cause of the injury or how old or fresh it was. But that's basically what we know right now. And I guess we're going to find out what happens just here in maybe an hour at finals. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Olympia coverage just like this. And again, shout out to the Arnold Classic for all the continued coverage on these videos. Nick Strength and Power.
I think that every bodybuilder has something unique. If it is the pose off, or if it is a certain pose that really closes the deal. I think the action is a lot of it in a combination of symmetry, of size, muscle separation, definition, and the performance so that you can show off this quality that you have. Because they have a lot.
All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NickStrengthPower. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.